people will talk. Whether you live your life fully or you don't live your life fully, you are the one that will give accounts at the end of the day.
Morenike Molehin is the founder and chief executive officer of the award-winning Oak and Teak Interiors, widely recognized as one of the fastest growing interior design companies in Africa. With over a decade of industry excellence, she has successfully positioned the company as a market leader, executing complex high-end projects including luxury hotels and residences.
Some people say, that's the way I am. I'm very blunt. I say my mind the way it is. No, you don't have to. You can learn it. You want it that after that conversation, they feel good or they feel bad about themselves.
She is a sought-after speaker and mentor, known for her passion, clarity, and commitment to building purpose-driven individuals and businesses. Thank you, Morenike, for joining us. I'm actually very happy.
I can tell.
And thank you for being on time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for.
We try.
So when I was thinking of someone for this particular episode, right, and then your name came up, and I said, that would be very easy. I don't even have to do anything. I literally just sent you a message, and I said, you're one of my guests. I didn't say, please, can you be a guest? I said,
it was not a question.
It was not a question.
You are gonna do
exactly.
this. I love it.
Thank you for just making it so easy.
Thank you so much for having me. And well done. Well done. I mean, like, this is such an amazing initiative. And I know that, lots of people, their lives will be transformed. They would have like a mind shift. Yeah. And lots of people's lives, honestly, would benefit from this. So well done. Because I know that it has to do with lots of time, energy, resources. And you could have just been using that money to travel around the world. We know you are the minister of enjoyment. So so yes, well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. So today we're talking about living unapologetically and just being yourself.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things that I enjoy the most about just watching you on Instagram and just seeing your content, right? Especially the content that you create with your family, your friends, and your colleagues. No, not even colleagues, your staff.
Well, I call them colleagues.
So
you're right.
So
you're right.
Like when I see those videos you make with them, I'm like, it can never be me. Because even to do video where other people are, I'm like, oh my God, are they looking at me? I mean, I'm trying, It's a journey. But I'm always thinking, who's looking at me? What would they say, right? But I admire the way you just do your thing. I don't even know how to even speak to my people. I say, oh yeah, come to this boardroom, let's do this video. And it's something just nice, and just the sort of environment that you've created.
Yeah.
Also, have you always been like that?
So that's a beautiful question. So as you were saying all of that, right, I just started reflecting.
Yeah.
And the honest answer to the question is, I've not always been like that.
Oh, so there's hope for me.
Yes, exactly. So when you said it can never be me, I was like, actually, you can if you wanted. So for me, like growing up, I've always I was a shy child,
right.
Even up until university. It's either I'm in class, or I'm in the hostel, or I'm in the chapel, right? So I was not really like a social butterfly. So I didn't really know how to interact with people. I think that what changed for me, honestly, is business. So first of all, I didn't think that I would go into business at all.
Right.
I have 2 degrees in mathematics, and I thought I was going to just, work in career in a financial institution. So entrepreneurship was like out of it. So when I started my business, I realized that, look, this behavior might not really take you that
anywhere.
far. If you to interact with people, it's not ghosts that will come and patronize your business.
Yeah.
So I began to learn the art of interacting with people. That skill really, how do I network with people? How do I enjoy people's company? How am I able to start up a conversation with people and it's not awkward? So I just started learning, and over a period of say 10-12 years, I would say that I'm now better. So I didn't really put so much pressure on myself. I just started little by little, such that now it has come natural to me. So when people are not even thinking of certain things, it just enters into my subconscious. And I think that, like you mentioned earlier when you said, doing content with my colleagues, because from the onset, one of the things that I look out for when we are hiring is your character and your positivity, right? So I can't work with somebody that has bad vibes, bad energy, no matter how skilled you are, because it affects other areas. It even affects me. If you are moody and we are talking, it affects me. And the kind of person that I am, I don't want to, I try as much as possible to, stay away from bad energy. So because of that, it's so easy when other people already have that same vibe with you, then it's so easy to say, okay, let's do this, let's do that. But at the end of the day, I think to tie everything up is that I now understand that God did not create man to be alone, right? God created us, in terms of like companionship. Even though we have left Adam alone, let him be doing. But I was like, no, this man, it's not good for him to just be by himself. And then Eve came, and then that companionship. So there's always something, so the beauty of companionship, the beauty of friendship, the beauty of having like quality people around you, helps with our mental health, our emotional well-being, all of that. And I'm like, okay, if this is it, like, I really want to invest my time and energy into it. And so that's why we are where we are like this.
That's really interesting. I mean, like, I always just thought that people, were born like that, because most of my friends that I have, who are just like very outspoken and just, like,
no, some people actually, it's innate for them. It's easy. Like they were born with it. But then there's some people that you are not born with it, but you can just grow. Yeah, just learn.
Because like even me, like when I think about it, like especially because I travel alone most of the time,
true.
And even like when I want to just make a video, so most times I have to rely on like random tourists like myself, like even to take a picture, like even just to pose, and I'm thinking it feels really awkward.
Abroad though, it's actually even easier. Like you can actually ask someone to help you, and they're always very nice to want to. I think it is first of all from the asking, because you might think that
I know people on Instagram, right, that maybe they'll say, no, I just travel with a tripod stand, and then I have a friend that goes around as well. So she just puts her stand. And she has like a remote control, and she just poses middle of the road, and just her. And I'm like, no, that takes a certain level of audacity.
I think you need
boldness.
to also understand your kind of person as well, and then do what works for you. So me now, I will not put tripod on the middle of the road and be doing that. But for someone, it's fine. So I think it just really depends on individuals.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, now I have a prayer point.
She said it's prayer point.
Because like I mean, like even because I'm in business as well, right? Even sometimes when you're with people, and that's like an opportunity for you to even like interact with them.
True.
And so I come alive when I'm like very comfortable with you. So maybe like the first, I don't know, depending on how long we spend together, maybe the first time or the second time you might think, oh, she's very quiet. But people that know me know that this person really quiet. This person is not normal. I'm not really quiet. So I guess it's just like just growing into that level of boldness and audacity. That's what I'm learning, and that that's why you inspire me, or you and the content that you put out there.
Thank you.
You inspire me so much. So a question: have you ever been labeled too much? Too bold, too audacious, too extra, too anything?
Well, nobody has said it to my face yet.
Have they said it to
somebody?
Maybe
they said it to, I don't know. I've not really heard. But for me, because so there was an exercise I did like a few years ago. And it was one of my mentors that, made us do that exercise. And it was, imagine your life when you're 70. At 70. So I even like to take that. I took the exercise to another level where I was like, you know what, it's my 70th birthday. My family, they've thrown me a big party. I'm surrounded with my children, my grandchildren, friends, family, loved ones. And the MC is, saying, okay, we want people to come out, 5 people come out, talk about Morenike Molehin. What do you think? How has the journey been? What would those people say? Apart from what those people would say, me, what do I want my life to have looked like by the time I'm 70. And so I want to live a life that is full, regardless of anybody's opinion. So because of that, I've now like backtracked it and said, for me to be able to say certain things when I'm 70, I have to be living that life right now. And I want to live life to the fullest. Whether whether I get to 90 or Jesus Christ comes before then, I want to confidently beat my chest and say I actually lived a full life. Because guess what? People will talk whether you live your life fully or you don't live your life fully. You're the one that will give accounts at the end of the day. And so I'm like, and it's just so beautiful because I don't want to wake up one morning and feel like I do not really explore so many things. And so that's why today I can be an interior designer. Tomorrow I can decide that I want to be an actress. Next tomorrow I can decide that, you know what, I feel like I want to start performing surgery on people. Let me become a doctor. You know, you have so many things that you can do. But I think that we've had like this limiting belief that, this is what you've been boxed into and that's what you have to be. No, you don't have to. You can explore. In fact, if you explore and you feel like you don't really like that, that's fine. You do another thing, but just keep exploring and enjoying different sides of you. So honestly, I don't think that anybody is too much. Sometimes it might even be the other person that doesn't have the capacity to handle what you carry. So live fully, basically.
This thing that you said is very, very, very important. When you said it might be the other person that doesn't have the capacity to handle. Because I know a couple of people, and that in my opinion I consider extra. Do you understand? And when they do say, and again, just because I'm a different person,
you're
like
different,
I'm very simple. There's no drama. I don't even have the energy for any drama, right? So but I'm like, I love these people. Like I know them. They are like, I have a couple of, maybe like 2 or 3 of my friends. Everybody knows they're just extra, And so it's like even when we meet, right? It's like different energies. And so in the beginning, I would say things like, "Stop shouting! Like, why is your voice so loud?" Do you understand? Or I would say, "We're just going for dinner or going for drinks. Like, why are you wearing this outfit? I have just jeans and a t-shirt. Like, what is the issue?"
I can relate,
right? And then I realized that it was making them feel a certain way. I mean, in the beginning. And I came into that, like phase where I just thought, just allow people to just be themselves, right? And again, it just means that I don't have the capacity to manage or handle that.
Because on the flip side, they might also think that you are too.
Exactly.
Like, why is she so quiet?
Exactly.
So I always say that just respect everybody. Like, there's no right, there's no wrong. Everybody is just unique in their own individual selves. So I've come to actually learn that. So if somebody is really dramatic or so much, let them be. Like, you enjoy that part of them, and then do you understand? So and it's the same way, like, I'm sure like your mom, right? She had her children, like they have. Well, I'm sure your siblings, you have different temperaments, but your mom cannot love you guys less. She'll just love you guys, uniquely and for who you are. So I think that's basically how I see it, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely on the flip side, I'm sure they'll be thinking,
like, why
is she? Sometimes when they'll say, why are you just quiet? Or maybe if we go out and I'm just sitting down and I'm having fun, actually, like I'm
they'll
having
be
a
worried.
good time, but in my mind, but like having a good time to you looks different. So they want you to express the way that they express, and I'm like, listen, you guys should just leave me. I am okay. So I know how that used to annoy me when they would want to just automatically in their head switch you into something, and I'm like, no, like you're doing. So I now remember
you also almost do the same thing.
Like, this is just how they are. And so I'm like, okay, just allow people to be
true.
It's just and
everybody everybody will be fine.
It's really interesting. So do you think that this is like just allowing people be and also just being yourself and deciding to just live? Okay, well, actually, this question, I know that we have Gen Z, like they are audacious, like they are just doing them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about like our generation and maybe generation before us. Do you think
Sorry, please identify as Gen Z. I don't know what you mean by our generation.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just joking. Yo, I'm kidding.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so now
yeah, but let me now come to
is very audacious.
Yeah, let me now come to your generation. Do you understand?
do you think that like you get to a certain age and then because of life, like life's experiences and all of that, you get to a certain age or stage in life and you just stop caring like about people's opinions, what they think about
definitely
you.
Definitely. Like I can't even compare my now
and before
and like 10 years ago where they're trying to do certain things because of the approval of others. But now one thing I now say to myself is that I'm getting old. I don't care about anybody's opinion. Let me just do what I want to do. Obviously some things I need like guidance. I need like someone to just really help me double check, is this okay, is this fine? That's different. But then if I know that I've decided that this is what I want to do and it's something that is really going to impact my life, something that is I know that I should be doing, I actually don't care about anybody else's opinion. Every other person will fall in line at the end of the day. That's what I've realized.
Do you think that, because I mean sometimes like I said, I had to make a conscious decision to just let people be themselves, but on another point, right? Do you think that people who just insist that you behave according to their own,
according to what
like what they've defined normal to be, are I don't know, dealing with something themselves? Like like when you feel like you have to either bring someone to a certain level or take someone to a certain level just so that you now feel normal about yourself.
I mean, like,
do you think it's a thing?
I mean, like, it's a thing. And sometimes, again, it depends on the person's maturity. It also depends on character and how they are emotionally intelligent. So, and again, it comes to maturity as well. So I would say that have a conversation. Now, before I used to like shy away from having conversations. So if I feel like this person is doing this, maybe the first time you might just say, okay, just give the person grace, and maybe it's just a one-off. But if it happens like 2 times, 3 times, then you might have to address it, because there are signs of toxic relationships, and the person is trying to maybe have like superiority over you, or they just feel like, but because, or maybe sometimes they don't know better, that okay, this is how they feel, like this is how it should be, or this is how certain things should get to. But then they're not really opening their eyes and their minds to the fact that everyone is different. Like there's variety, there's diversity and all that. So maybe having the conversation, but then again, it depends on how close you are to the person. There's certain relationships that you might just say, okay, you know what, but there's probably no need for us to have this conversation. When the person is matured enough, they'll realize what they're doing. And there's some people that if you know that you care so much about them, you can sit down, because sometimes some people don't see certain things from other people's perspective. You need to bring them to see it, right? And don't just assume. So at that point, when you have a conversation, you can even now understand why that person, in fact, sometimes when somebody else is now talking, you're like, maybe this person is coming from childhood trauma, or this person, something has happened, that this is why they are now configured like this. Then you can now even come from a place of empathy and like, okay, while we are trying to resolve this and try to see how this person can change, right? I would come from a place of like love and empathy, now understanding why this person is like that, right? And also just addressing it as well. So I think conversations actually help. It's such a big instrument to do so many things.
How about culture?
Culture, yes, is also really, it also plays a
part. Like it kind of like tells you how to be, and like
especially
like
this
general
African culture. And then the dynamics are even different when it comes to like men, and women,
gender,
exactly, gender related issues. Then there's also ageism as well, where someone feels like I'm older than you, and so anything that I say, it is yay and amen. Like you cannot even you cannot say otherwise. But then people forget that no matter how old you are, you can also make mistakes, right? So all these things actually play, and so that's why it's so important that when you're dealing with people, just really do like an internal check and see, okay, what am I dealing with here, and see how you can then navigate through.
So in your business, when you were starting, did you ever go through an imposter syndrome phase when you feel like, what's happening? Why is this happening to me? Why me? Or were you just always born? And I mean,
that you've got it all
I'm ready
figured
to
out.
Step into power.
Oh my goodness! So in terms of like imposter syndrome, I would say sort of, right? Okay. Once, for me, the kind of person that I am is that once I decide to do something, I have the courage and I have the confidence to do it. I don't think that I'm not well equipped for it, because I'm not a perfectionist. So I don't wait for things to be perfect for me to jump into. So because I know that I'm not a perfectionist, I know that once I start something, I don't have it all figured out. Maybe on a journey of 100, maybe I start at 20. I already know that there's so much to learn. And so that already just occupies my mind, as opposed to thinking that I'm not good enough. So that's what usually helps. So I would say not really. So if I know that, so that then drives me to knowledge, to increasing capacity. I remember when I just started my business, because I run an interior design company, and at the time I didn't have so much experience, maybe 1 year, but I was talking to, maybe if I wanted to talk to a plumber, and this plumber now has like 20 years experience in plumbing, and I'm telling you that, okay, the way my design is, let's tweak it this way, let's do it this way, and the man is like, I've been doing this thing before they gave birth to you. It will never work. And then I'm like, no, let's do it this way.
Like they're not even, they don't want to listen.
They won't be saying things like, I have your type at home.
Yes, exactly.
Very degrading words.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, okay, from a place of humility, I'm like, I understand, but you know what? Let's just try it this way. If it doesn't work, I promise you,
we'll do it your way.
And then they try it and they realize that it works, and they also learn from it, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that this could work, because and again, I don't blame them, because change sometimes is very difficult. When some people, when they've been doing things a certain way, they just feel like this is the only way. And so that period, honestly, I used to feel like, okay, these people feel like I don't know my onions, like I don't know stuff. So I'm only just going to keep equipping myself with so much knowledge, and then we're blessed with technology, watch lots of YouTube, read so much research, and then bring it to the table, let's discuss, and then we move on. So I wouldn't say that I've had like imposter syndrome. I would just say that I already, like, again, like I said, I'm not a perfectionist. And I think because for the longest time, I've always heard that women, when a man and a woman has like an opportunity, a woman will wait to be 100% ready to take on that opportunity. A guy might just be 40% and he will jump into the opportunity and get it, while you are still waiting to be 100%. So this is a cheat code. So because of that, I'm like, nah, even if I'm 30%, I will not allow another guy to, if it's his own 40%. We are together, we are chasing that thing together. And so I think that because of that, so information at that point has helped me. So that really just helps in terms of imposter syndrome.
Have you ever like been in a situation where you feel like you have to dim a little bit just so that someone is not uncomfortable? Maybe in friendship, maybe
not really.
Oh, that's good.
No, not really. No, not
so
really.
You're not
not
really.
Have
trauma like
however, there are some times when, if I know that if I'm going to have a conversation with somebody and I know that I'm right, or I think that I'm right, but I know that me being right and bringing that to you might injure or wound your ego. I try as much as I can lose that battle. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Like there's some battles that me as a person, I'm willing to lose just so that peace can reign. But I will not now dim my light. That was a powerful one, to dim my you are not worth, like, nobody's worth it, like, for you to dim your lights for them. Instead, how can I help you? Well, I don't mean you. Like, how can I make the person increase their own brightness so that our brightness, we can be, instead of you are down and you want me to come down to you. If I'm here, how do we take you also to this place? So that's how I see it. Is it possible? Yes, that I've had situations where it seemed like, okay, sister, calm down small, but I would consciously tell myself, no, it's not in my position to bring myself down. It is in your own position.
Has this always been like that? No. Where does the confidence come from?
Where does confidence
because
come
I
from?
Personally, like, not now, like now I'm trying to live unapologetically, right? But before, there are situations where you're like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna do that or say that because I don't know, or be that because of this person, or, you wouldn't, I don't know how it's going to make this person feel, or I don't know how people on Instagram are going to see it, and like even down to maybe sometimes you want to post a picture and you want to put a caption and you're like, they might think that, and then I'll wipe everything off and then maybe just put an emoji or something, and then there are times, or maybe pictures, like just to post pictures, like I would send it to one friend, send it to my sisters, send it to somebody, and then they say, I don't, this one is looking, and then, but to you, you like it. Like, I find there are times that you wouldn't even see what they are pointing out until you hear them say it, right? So I went through it, and I got to a point where even if they don't like it, I would just say,
you'll
like
be fine. You will like it. You'll not like it.
So yeah, so I really want to know, like, where does that? Because for me, it's a journey. Like, I'm trying to just be that person. But you sound like you've.
so for me, I think from a young age, I've always, like, and I think maybe my parents made me see this. I'm always tilting towards the positive sides or advantages or pros over cons. I say this because, again, you know how they say a glass, like if a glass is half full, someone might see it as half empty, or someone might see it as half full. It's still the same. You say, but one person's perspective is different, or one person's mindset is different.
Very different.
So if, for example, let's just even use this post of Instagram. There's sometimes when I'm posting something, I know that it's not perfect, but I know that the fact that it will bless maybe 2 people, 3 people, I will do it regardless, just because of that, as opposed to, this person is going to say this thing, my leg is not looking okay, or my hair is not, I don't care about all those kind of things. So I hear you when you say that, but it's been like a journey. It's just been a process. So I've just always, from the onset, always try to see like the positive side, and if I know that this is going to do more good than then I would take that risk and then do that. So that's really just helped in different areas. Yeah.
Well, I also know that there is a confidence that comes from just knowing that God loves you.
True.
And just like see,
God's
Jesus
favorite.
did not die on the cross for me to be caring about what you think about something that I'm doing, or something that He's asked me to do. For example, I'll talk about this podcast, right? I know that even when I was thinking about a name, like I came up with like a couple of names, and my friends would say, no, it's too this, it's too that, it's not enough that, it's not enough this, right? And when I got the name, right, because I was praying, and when I got the name, I was just at peace with the name, right? I didn't even have to ask anybody, because I just thought, well, even if you don't like it, I'm going to use it regardless.
So what's the point of asking?
So even though, like, but funny enough, when I even asked, like, because I run almost everything by my sisters, right? I asked my sisters, and I asked maybe like 2 of my friends. And they were like, oh, it was only one person. I thought, it's simple. It's 2. I'm like, yeah, but I think it's too simple too. But so I hear you, but I'm at peace with it. And that's the name that I've been given for this podcast. That even down to the logo. Like someone told me, it's too simple. No, add this, add that. And I just thought, I'm a very simple person.
True. That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah, do you understand? Like, I'm a very simple person.
As that person is talking, person's coming from what they like.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes when we're giving like feedback, we are talking from what we like, and they're trying to, so I get you.
But okay, so now, right, especially if you're in business, right, and so they always tell you, well, you're not your audience. Do you understand? So where do we draw that line? So even down to like packaging of some of my products, right, I'm always like simple, 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 simple. So where do you draw that line between still, like catering to a specific audience and also just your personality?
But I
You
think
know?
that one might be a bit different for business, even though it's not really, well, it depends on how you want to say it.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you're doing maybe like a luxury brand, you can decide that, okay, you want to tailor it because there's a certain market for or people that you're targeting.
Yeah.
For example, now maybe something like Dangote is selling cement, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he will use his personality to sort of like drive the products or drive the publicity or whatever.
Yes.
So I think that it really just depends on the different things. But I
things.
also hear you when you say that how do you balance your own personality with what like the audience wants.
Yeah.
But I said that at the end of the day, to thyself be truth. You have to be authentic. When you're authentic, like your people would gravitate towards you. Because if you start becoming who you are not, people can smell it from a distance.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it can backfire. Right? So I would say be authentic, be true to yourself, which is very, very, very key and very, very powerful. And then every other thing will begin to fall in alignment with that. You can't please everybody. That's the honest truth. Even if you decide that, okay, you know what, let me yes, yeah, like, exactly, do you understand? Like, let me deny myself of certain things and let me please people. You will definitely still, even with the purest of intentions, you will still there's some people that you would disappoint, and some people that you will step on toes. Join that. So I just say, so why are we now stressing? Just
and I think that your people would gravitate towards you anyway, because when I was doing, obviously, I was doing interior design before, and I had like a certain aesthetics, like I like light, airy, minimal, and a few people would come to me and say, oh, they need like more color, they need more character, more this and more that. And I'll say, okay, well, I can do that for you because it's your house, right? And maybe that happened, maybe out of 10 clients, I would have one person who would come to me and request for a specific thing, right? Most times, like, I'll tell people that people that come to me because of
what they see,
the vibe, because of what they see, right? So I don't have to worry about
you're so right, you're so correct.
Those are like yellow. Like, if you like yellow, there are people on Instagram that do yellow paint.
Yes,
do you understand?
Yes,
like,
exactly.
that's not my aesthetic.
That's exactly what we are saying here. Like, people that are saying it, like you said, like maybe just one-offs are the ones that would say, okay, I want something different. But you can't now change your whole business strategy
just because of somebody.
That one. Do you see? So at the end of the day, just being true, there will still be other people that are not really your people that will still want, maybe the other thing that they will see in you that is bringing them to you.
Because I mean, like, it's really so stressful, like having to just, like, there are too many people in the world, everybody with a unique personality and character. Like, it's just so stressful and so draining to think that, I can appease everybody. So at the end of the day, I like, just like you said, like, it's better to just be true to yourself, and your people will just
they'll gravitate
come
towards
to you.
Very correct.
How do you distinguish between constructive criticism and someone just trying to water you down?
I mean, I think that it comes with the intentions. You can already tell when somebody is giving a constructive feedback, because the manner and approach that they will go with it is different from when somebody just wants to water you down, right? I think that you can tell the difference. The person with constructive feedback will most likely be letting you know that, okay, you know what, this and this and this and this went well, or you did this very well. However, I think that in this area, you can try, you can do better. You know that this person's heart towards you is not of condemnation. It's really that, okay. But somebody that already said, you can never make it, or that's how you always, there's certain words that you do that can tear. So what are the intentions? What's the motive? So important, because two people can have the same message, but how they deliver it will be different, right? So and we're adults as well, so we can tell. And that's why I always preach to people that have emotional intelligence. You need to really be emotional. You cannot at 30 years, 40 years don't know how to bring information, try to repackage it and say, okay, because some people say, that's the way I am. I'm very blunt. I say my mind the way it is. No, you don't have to. You can learn it, because at the end of the day, what is the goal? Is that when you're telling this person you need them to change or you need them to do something, do you want that after that conversation they feel good or they feel bad about themselves? And so that responsibility is on you, that is the carrier of that message. So I always say, before you go into any conversation with somebody, especially when you know that you want to, and again, as a leader, I had to learn this, because I have like a team of people, and the way I would talk to say a lot of people, the way I would talk to person A is different from the way I would talk to person B, the way I would talk to person C. In fact, this morning I was still speaking to our head of operations, and I was like, even for down to clients, there are clients that as you're having conversations with them, you should already know how you would speak to them.
Yes.
We had one client one time. She said, I want you to be giving me updates every single day, right? Because I want to know how my project is going. That same information, she used it for another client, right? Who then says, why are you giving me information every day? There is a reason why I hired you guys. You guys are professionals. At the end of 2 weeks, you can just give me like one single update. So we had to learn that everybody is different. Because person like, I hired you guys, like I don't need to be babying you guys or telling you, micromanaging you guys. So to that person, it was already upsetting the person. To another person, if we did not give the update every day, the person felt like we were not serious. Do you see? So each person is different, and so the way you would again just see each person, whether your friends, your colleagues, your family, even siblings, the way you speak to one sibling is different from the way you speak to another sibling. So as a person, you just need to understand how you're able to really relate to people honestly. And I think it's an art that we all have to learn.
So what would you say to a person, particularly women, because I feel like we
are dynamic, we are
particularly
special.
women. What would you say to a woman who's struggling to own her full personality? And also, okay, do you know what? No, before you answer that, where do you draw the line between, okay, this is me and this is me, but I mean I know you already spoke about emotional intelligence, but that's like on the other side. But just okay, this is me, but I need to just be a little bit different to achieve like a certain goal. Do you understand? I think we should start from there.
I think that, so first of all, like each person needs to do that audit first. That where I am now, is it good enough? Like, is this my best
is it helping
version?
Me?
Yes. And is it helping me? Because there are some times where we preach this, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. But if yourself is a lazy person,
exactly,
you have to find a way to unlazy yourself. There's certain habits that you have that you know that is going to be detrimental to your growth. So that's where personal growth comes in, personal development, knowing that, okay, this particular behavior, I need to step up. So that one is different from if somebody is saying that you should move from being an introvert to an extrovert and just be loud, which is not your normal style. Because there's certain things that you can achieve whether you're an introvert and extrovert, but you can decide that, okay, I want to achieve this goal as an introvert. Another person that is an extrovert to say, I want to achieve this goal as an extrovert. So your strategies will be different. So you don't need to change because you see that this person is achieving this because they're an extrovert. Okay, is it because me, I'm an introvert? That's there are many instances, there's many stories that I'm sure that I can share, but because of time I would say, but don't then say that because this person is. In fact, there was a time that I went for a speaking engagement many years ago, and somebody in the audience, when it was time for Q&A, and the person said, I went into interior design because when I see you on Instagram, you make it look easy. Then I went into interior design and realized that it was not for me, like I couldn't do it. So she was then saying that she was just advising people that do not go and do something because another person is doing it. You don't know the different things that happens behind the scenes. You don't, they're different. When it comes to business, there are different things that come together to make it like a successful brand, right? And if you don't understand these things, it can just be disastrous for you if you're not careful. So again, there's a difference between you developing yourself and then you trying to change yourself completely. I think that we need to be able to draw the balance. But then I know that you had asked a question earlier,
like what you would tell someone who's struggling to step into personality,
into their full
and identity.
Again, like, you know, so I'm a person of faith, and I would say that comes in, like, if you don't understand who you are, your identity in Christ, you would struggle. You struggle a bit, knowing, you know, that say, look, I'm more than enough, and like, you know, I'm so honored and privileged that Jesus Christ decided to die on the cross for me. And then also, I think that the people that you surround yourself with also matters. So
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So if you're around people that think that you are better than, in fact, better than, you're how do they say that thing? Something about better than slice of bread. You are the best thing that happened after sliced bread. You see, and they're always gassing you up. That, oh my goodness, fantastic. Yeah. At some point, you begin to believe them that it's true. Do you understand? So that also helps. Like, especially if you don't have it in you to, like, you know, encourage yourself. But then we've also been advised that we should encourage ourselves in the Lord as well. Like, just encourage yourself. And if it's possible, if you have like a list of achievements, that usually helps. Write them down. Like, okay, what are the things that I've already achieved? Sometimes we downplay our achievements. We downplay that, okay, is it not just? But guess what? It's not just. Not everybody can do the things that you do so well and so effortlessly. And that's why God has blessed us with gifts and talents, right? So when you begin to see all these things, say, okay, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. Like, it boosts your confidence, and it just makes you say, okay, after all, I'm not bad. Because everybody has that point in their life where they think, even Oprah, I'm sure there'll be times where she's thinking that, have I done so much? Like, but again, by the time she's asking herself that question, you know what can boost her confidence? Immediately answering with, okay, I've done this, I've done that, I've been able to help X millions of women around the world. You know, those things begin to help. And then people that you then surround yourself with, so important.
It's interesting that you ended with the people you surround, because I was going to ask you about your tribe, like how you, like what sort of people make up your tribe, and how, you know, like how you select them. Because even just by watching your Instagram, like your content, like it's like you're about your family, your like your husband and your kids, and then also like your parents and your sisters, and then your friends. Like you have like a specific, you know, like kind, you know, and it's just like positivity. So I was going to ask you, how do they come to you? Or do you just, you know, see somebody, you just feel like, oh, this person matches my energy, and then
you know how they say the same,
and then you toast them.
Na collabo. They are the ones that come. There are some that come to me, and there are some I shoot my shots to.
Yes.
Right. But I'm able to shoot my shots because I now understand that I'm a person that has value. Yes. So I know that I'm coming to you with value. I'm not coming to leech on you. I'm offering, like, even you will be happy that we are friends, right? So I have that confidence and I'll reach out. But I would say that because I understand, again, I think for me, I've really done like this reflection, this study, like over 10 years ago, where I'm like, I understand the importance of people, and it's not really about quantity, it's about quality. Even though now I have many quality people, right? So some people can say, oh, even if you just have one or two quality friends, that's fine, which is also good by me. But for me, I've been able to increase my capacity in a way that I can tell you that I have over 100 quality friends. Over 100. It did not just start like that, but there are certain things that I look out for in friendships. Now, I say that when we were younger, when we were like in, primary school, secondary school, we chose our friends based off on, situations or circumstances. For example, the school that you went to, right? I'm sure some of your old-time friends, they're from maybe like your secondary school, but you did not have, you didn't have the what's the word now? Like, your parents were the ones that chose that school for you, right? So it's in that community that you then find your friendship. But I said that when you are now an adult, where you are meeting different people from different walks of life, you are now the one that has the assignment to then choose who will be your friend. I said that our life is so important, and sometimes we're very careless about the way we live our lives. If we took our lives seriously the way we should, there's certain things that we would do right. Why is it that an organization, let's say like a former ExxonMobil, for example, they don't just randomly go and pick employees on the streets? Because they know that in fact they will go and something will happen on the sea, or during, so they will carefully select people, do interviews, have like a criteria of the people that can work in the organization, and this happens to many people that are hiring, right? So I always say that in quotes, when you're choosing a friend, why are you why don't you have certain requirements? You can't just be careless about it and say, this person, I like their vibe, and that's why bam, you just start becoming friends with them. Oh, this person, she sat down beside me in church today, bam, the person has to automatically be my friend. No, because your friendships can
like that.
I'm screaming.
I know someone like that. Everybody is your friend. Like everybody.
No. So it's fine, because even the Bible says that be at peace with all men. But friendship.
That's
it can be acquaintance. It can be and then label people appropriately.
Are meant to be acquaintance.
Yes, you now make them your friend. No, that's so much expectation and responsibility that you are placing on people, right? So you can have 100 acquaintances, and it's okay for it to introduce somebody else. Oh, this is my work colleague, or oh, this is my, I don't know, something. But guard your friendship title jealously. They say that if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So you need to be extremely careful. So so those are some of the things that helps, and that's why now, because I carefully curate, and don't let me use the word carefully curate, because it now sounds very robotic, but I'm very intentional. Intentionality is the word. I'm intentional with people that I let into my inner space, such that I have like rich, beautiful relationships. Now I'm begging you that you should be one of my best friends. You don't answer me. Yes, now
that's
not. So I'm shooting my shots now.
Okay.
I'm screaming.
Just buy me.
I should buy you.
Just buy me food.
I love it. Even myself, you can even buy food. We just buy each other food, and then we are already best friends.
But speaking about friends, like just watching them, like it seems like they are also people who have understood their place and positions in Christ, right?
Yes.
Because even just watching their content, it's just like they're just living like really wholesome lives. So I guess I was going to ask you before, like, what helps you stay grounded, like in life and in these moments where you have to show up, and you're like, okay, give me courage. I need courage. I need courage, And I think you answered that question before, like just understanding your identity in Christ, because I realized that it was like, personally, it was even after I started pursuing that relationship with God actively that, like so many things were just made clear to me. And it was almost like, see, this is actually the person that you are, or person that you're supposed to be, but then this is where you are, right? And then just realizing just how much love God has for us, and how much mercy he has shown us, right? And just knowing that God just loves you regardless, right? There's a certain level of confidence that it gives, and so it just makes you feel like, listen, I have this backing, right? And nothing, like literally nothing else matters. Do you understand? Like nothing else matters. Yeah. So that it's I actually love that you mentioned that point. I really love that you mentioned that point. So now I know you said, like in the past 10 years you've had to like grow into this person. So now that you're living this authentic life, like, so what does a life so now, okay, let me just rephrase that. What does living unapologetically look to you now? Like how are you manifesting that?
Wow. Yeah. Ezinne, you just gave me one tough question to answer. For me, it's more of like I'm living. You know how can't really explain it, but you know that you're just doing it. But I think that is really just identifying what success means to you, and then just chasing it head on, with love, and just knowing, okay, if they blow the trumpet tomorrow, can I actually answer and say that I lived life well, fully, and the way God intended that I lived the life? Because success to you can be different to what success means to me. So just really identify what success is, not on world's term, but on God's term. And definitely. Also, your own term as well. And just really running with it, knowing that, say, look, every day counts. Every day matters. Because honestly, at the end of the day, like, our life is summed up on the daily habits that we create every single day. So one thing that I try to do it as often as possible, almost every day. At the end of the day, when I'm about to sleep, I'm on my bed, just that 5 minutes before well, it depends on how tired you are, but I try to do this exercise where I'm like, did I really enjoy today?
Yeah.
Right. And if I say yes, I give myself a smile and I sleep. If I say no, I reflect, okay, what made me not enjoy? Or maybe there was some bad news, or there was somebody that said something to me that I did not like. I begin to process it. Okay, the person that said the certain thing, was the person actually accurate about what they said, or maybe the way they said it wasn't good? Okay, forget about how they said it, but the message itself. And again, that's why it's emotional intelligence, very important for yourself, for other people. Okay, the person that said certain thing, they said, okay, you do this, and how do I learn from it so that I can be better? Because that's like feedback, right? Such that doesn't now become a bigger problem for me in the future. So I would take that. So again, they say, baby water, you don't throw the baby and the water away. You just, so take that, and then really just, so every single day I try to like say, okay, what do I learn from today? Such that by the time I'm making those corrections or making those audits, you can see the positive outcome later on, and it just feels like, oh wow, this person is just really living, unapologetically. But it has to do with lots of intentionality. You can't just live life carelessly, or you can't just live life without like proper structure, strategies. You have extremely intentional. My mentor was telling me, some time ago, and she was saying that she was speaking to people like were in like 60s, people that were in their 60s, 70s. And after that meeting, she realized that many people actually just live their life on, I won't say vibes, but just, I wake up in the morning, what am I doing? I will eat, I will go to work, I'll come back, and then that's it. No proper, okay, what do I want to achieve in the next 3 months? What do I want to achieve in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years, and even in the next 20 years, right? Like, what do I want? So that way you're able to then curate the life of your dreams, basically. So yeah.
So this exercise you said you perform is so you do it consciously, before
I sleep.
Before you sleep, every single day.
I try.
I've actually never.
I try. There are days where obviously like you're knocked out from how tired you are, and you just sleep off.
I've actually never thought about that.
I just think about it. I'm just like in that zone of reflecting, think about your life basically, but just for that day. Okay, what happened in the morning? What happened in the evening, afternoon? Okay. Yeah, for example, this morning there's something that happened that I'm reflecting on, and I know that it would then impact by I'm giving myself assessment so that by evening time, I'm not longer in that frame of mind. I feel better about the situation, because I had a very hard conversation this morning, and I had to process it and said, okay, what are the learnings? What could I have done better? And how can I, because at that point, this was maybe like around 8-9 a.m. in the morning, at that point my emotions were just all over the place. I was already upset. I knew that it could just really weigh me down all through. Immediately I just processed it, because I'm like, afternoon, I still have afternoon and I still have evening that I want to really be happy, because for me one of the goals is always being happy. I don't want to live life and 80% of the time I was always upset, annoyed, shouting at one person, or just really bitter or stuff like that.
Always be happy?
No, it's not always. That's why I said 80%, but it's not that it should be 80% that you'll be unhappy. At least let it be like maybe 70-30.
It should be higher.
But it should be higher. But then you have to be intentional about. If not, there are many things that can make you generally always just be down, but you would decide that this thing will not, the ones that you can control, you will control. There are some obviously you cannot control it. And so that is constant work, honestly. But at the end of the day, I can say that there is high return on investment on those on making those daily decisions. Do you understand? Like, my sister, don't even let that, because everything honestly has like
I know that I have to release you.
No, but I've really been enjoying the conversation.
Me too.
You're so very natural.
Thank
just
you.
very soft.
You see all me food, but no, I have one more question.
I see all her food. I'm crying.
I have one more question before I release you.
Okay.
So, knowing what you know now,
yes,
and if you go back to the woman that you were 10 years ago, 15 years ago, what would you say to that woman who's maybe afraid of taking up space or just keeping to herself? What would you say to her?
There's something that I always, when people ask me this question, and for me, I think like 10 years ago, I used to be so worried that will I make it in life? Like, or would I, I don't want to, when you either watch movies or you see maybe like your parents' old association, and you can tell the difference, for people that are in their maybe 60s, 50s, 60s, and you knew that, okay, 30 years prior to that, all of you were like on the same level, but then life has really happened and everybody has now, people are now in different stages of life, and I'm like, that thing really used to worry me, that I don't want to be in my 40s and then I'm still going to go and beg somebody to borrow me money or give me this or give me that. So I would say that God forbid God, I beg thee.
God please.
So but I would say to that 20-year-old or that 25-year-old girl that, so look, don't even be anxious, right? You just do your own part. Put in the work, and then God does the rest. To be honest, like that has just been it. Like, you being intentional about the things that you do in your 20s, building the foundation, the right foundation, nurturing beautiful relationships. Some people say, you're friends with this person, you're friends with that person, but all of us, we all started from ground zero. Like when I was in my 20s, I wasn't looking for someone that's already blown. I'm like, you know what, we're all starting together, and then now it seems like all of us are, we are doing exploits in different things, but when we didn't just arrive there, we all started, right? So nurture the beautiful relationships that you have, the ones that you have. I don't believe in burning bridges, but I also believe that you can actually even step away from someone if you feel like the relationship is toxic, and God can work on the person for a certain number of years, and then you guys can reconnect again, powerfully later on. So there are certain things. I know that you asked that was one thing, but it's a combination of
things.
of different things, honestly. But just knowing that foundation needs to be built right. If not, whatever that you build on it, it can crumble. So, but then one final thing that I would tell my 20-year-olds: don't worry, you will eventually blow. You will blow. You will blow. Don't worry. If it's blow, don't worry. You blow. As long as you just do, the right things. Honestly,
I think I would tell my younger self something very similar. I'll probably just say relax. Yeah, I'll probably just say relax. No, there's nothing happening.
I mean, I was talking to somebody sent me a DM the other day. She said, "Oh my goodness, like I feel so much under pressure. I haven't bought my first car. My friend has bought her car. I'm still in a rented apartment. I've not bought my own house." I mean, I was even thinking that I was trying to even find out how we comfort the person. How this really said I should ask together. How old are you?
I was about to ask you that question now. I was about to say, please, did you tell you her age?
Say she's 19.
19.
Thank you. God bless you.
At that point, in a rented apartment at 19.
I say, if you have car at 19, I should be suspecting you. But what happened, my sister? Like, I understand, 19. Like there are exceptions. Like, there are people that really like would maybe they started business maybe at 16.
Maybe they have like very rich parents.
Yes, do you understand? But like right now, like most at 19, what you should just be thinking about is, maybe you want to further your education, because you're still in uni, you're just still finishing her BSc, not even masters, right? Furthering your education. Okay, what jobs do you want to get? Like just really building, capacity for different things. I was just like, So I had to start,
that
pressure
too
is too much
pressure
for you at
that
19. Yeah, it's too much. You don't know what your friend is doing. You just anyways. There's so much work you have to do to on this your podcast on teaching people and let people listen, let people understand that these things, right, it takes time. Time is such a valuable asset that we need to have.
I think also just recently just the role that social media has played.
Yes.
And just the pressure. Do you understand? Like you see somebody on social media who like it seems like they're doing well.
That one is another conversation
altogether,
that in you really need to be content for certain things not to get to you. And just understanding that everyone's journey, everybody's grace is different. And genuinely just being happy for people, knowing that okay, this person has achieved this, it means that me too, there's hope for me. Remember we started this conversation when I told you that my journey, and you say there's still hope for me, see how your mindset was, that okay, wow, if it can happen with her, definitely it can happen. So that's the same way that I look at people as well. If my friend is telling me, I just got a contract to do something and it's 50 billion, and I'm not getting 50 billion, but I know that it's very possible. And instead of me being envious or saying what did she do, it's just my friend, come and show me the ropes. So you being humble enough to say, okay, this person, it has worked for this person. And if you are winning, we are all winning together. Do you see? I always tell people that I don't know why you would be jealous of the success of your friends, because success of your friend is also success to you.
Yes.
I cannot be governor. I can't be president at the same time. I cannot be governor of CBN. I cannot be the MD of a bank. I can't be the chairman of Dangote Refinery. I cannot be 10 head of departments at the same time. But guess what? If your friend is head of department in maybe NNPC, or another friend is the governor of a state, all of you, like, you're all winning together, and their own success also, like, collectively is also your success. Because if I decide that okay, this person, and that's why sometimes they say president is putting people that he knows in certain things. I say that if it's you, will you put your enemy? You will not put your enemy now. You put your friend, people that you trust, and people that you know that okay, they can do this work. And that's the reason why you need to pray for your friends, because when your friends are successful, it also impacts you. If my friend is governor of a state, I know my life is already better, because even they want to do renovation for state house, renovation for schools. Hello, who else will they call? It's me. But so all this, so you need, again, that's why I said that I always just really think about like positives, like okay, what I know, and I also understand that you can also have a friend that can now become governor, and then they just turn their back against some people's head. It's not correct.
But God will not give us those kind of friends.
Exactly. Do you understand? So how did you even get those? How did you get it? You need to also question your hiring process, your choices. Do you see? So there's just so much to unpack, and as we continue this journey, we'll keep learning, relearning, and God will just keep helping all of us.
Keep helping us. Wow. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Same here.
I'm so happy that you came.
Same here.
And that you came on time.
you keep saying this on time. I love it. There's something I try to live by, and is that if you to go somewhere and you're 5 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you are late. So
I'm actually really grateful.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for spending time with us and for talking to me, and for just being so easy. I'm telling you, like, I was boasting. I said, don't worry, I don't even have to even write her a letter to say, please, can you I would tell her that she's one of my guests, and that was like, you did disappoint me.
Thank you.
I told my friend, I was like, you see, because I know you sent me back like a sticker on WhatsApp, and I said,
why?
You see, I told
Don't
you so
worry
easy.
about that, man. You're my organ.
Thank you for not putting me to shame. Thank you so much
for having me.
Thank you.
When next am I coming? I love it.
You buy me food.
Don't worry, it's done.